I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, here we go from the Milwaukee Mile. Cody Burke and Richie Joplin on the front row. Cody Kennedy and Kirk Marble on the second row. Chad Ragsdale, Patrick Pieper on the third. Austin Ruskoff and Brandon Jennings on the fourth. Steven Johnson and Alex Harper round out the top 10. Richard Ragsdale starting in 11th next to Chad Johnson in 12th. Lynn Marble starting in 13th. Jacob Lee in 14th. Matt the Maniac in 15th. Donald Double D Durant in 16th. Nicholas Johnson in 17th. Mark the Man Dantuma starts in 18th. Aaron Brill in 19th. And Sean Vick rounds out the 20-car field at Milwaukee. A 1 mile flat track, 800 plus horsepower cars with very little downforce. What could possibly go wrong? The cars are loose on entry and have problems if you give them just 1% too much brake on corner entry. Looks like all the drivers are on the grid. The pace car about to roll out. Note that pit road entry back there where those two yellow barrels are. That pit road entry is going to play a big factor here tonight. Cody Burke, the points leader, out front. The question is, can Burke get back into victory lane here tonight? Cody already has 4 wins this season. Nicholas Johnson, second in points, starts back in 17th. Also 4 wins. Not as consistent, though, the rest of the races. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at the Milwaukee Mile. And trying to get 3 wide through 1 and 2. Will anybody lose grip coming out of turn 2? So far, so good. Cody Burke leads them down into 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, down the front straightaway, 3 wide briefly, as Brandon Jennings tried to fight his way to the front. Everybody still pointed the right way. Oh, we've got one off. It was Brandon Jennings. He cleared the racing surface, no caution. Let's see what happened with Jennings. There's Brandon coming out of turn 2, and the back end just starts to go. Hits that inside wall. Does finally get it recovered and back on track, but heavy damage to the left front. Single file in the top 5. I did hear several of the drivers talking about being very excited about this race. Flat track racing is one of those things, you either love it or hate it. Matt Moniak starting to make his way up through the field, now 4 spots into 11th. Right behind him, second in points, Nicholas Johnson up 5 spots into 12th. Nicholas Johnson now looking underneath the Maniac. Oh, wreck on the front straightaway. Caution is out. The Maniac involved. First caution of the night, lap 6. Coming out of turn 4, Moniak snaps loose, collects Nicholas Johnson. Everybody else back behind, able to survive and avoid him. Take a look and see how bad it ended for Nicholas. He gets clipped and goes nose on into the outside wall. Majority of the field makes it through that one safely. And here they come to pit road for the first time tonight. Fuel only stops for the leaders. Kirk Marble and Chad Johnson did not come in. They will be out front. Cody Burke the first off pit road. Richie Joplin in 4th. Chad Ragsdale now up into 5th. Mark Dantuma continues his from the back challenge. Dantuma up 7 spots into 11th. Remember, Mark is doing that from the back challenge. Every car he passes is another $1 he will donate to our 2024 MS Society fundraiser. You can find the link to our fundraiser pinned on our Facebook. We did get a big donation a while back from the owners of Parrot Polish. So if you're looking for your lady some new fingernail polish for Christmas, go check out Parrot Polish. My daughter and the unicorn have used it and love it. All right, they are stacked up, ready to go. Kirk Marble in control of the restart. Pace car is in. They fire. Green flag back in the air. And already 3 wide through 1 and 2. A lot of bobbling coming out of turn 2. Cody Burke already back up into second. But back behind, Chad Ragsdale moves into third. Richie Joplin and Chad Johnson banging off. Cody looks underneath. Cody Kennedy on the attack. 3 wide on the bottom into 1. Kennedy has to go to the apron. 4 wide. And Johnson is around. Caution. Caution is back out on lap 11. Multiple cars involved. And I'm willing to bet we see a lot of cars back on pit road for fuel. Matt Moniak has towed it in. There's Moniak back behind in the 2 car. Patrick Pieper got... Oh, Moniak got a heck of a hit. Looking down from the blimp, and they are 4 wide. Richie bounces off of Cody, goes up, gets Chad Johnson. Chad gets Patrick Pieper. Somehow Pieper saves it. Back behind, a lot of cars get caught up. Alex Harper catches a piece of it. Lynn Marble catches a piece of it. Wow. Okay, that was wild. Cody Burke did go to pit road. Richie Joplin, Lynn Marble, Patrick Pieper, Austin Ruskoff, Mark Dantuma, Chad Johnson. A lot of cars on pit road. A bumpy start. Hey, good evening, Jeff. 75. A lot of drivers have come in to top off on fuel. Remember, they do run a light fuel load. So most of the drivers, we're talking 20 to 25 laps on a tank. Some of these drivers stopping to get fuel every opportunity, just in case this thing goes to a long green flag run. Austin Ruskoff has ducked back onto pit road, topped off on fuel on his way back out. Lights are out. They are going to stack back up for the restart. Here they come, out of turn 4, pace car about to drop in. Pace car is in, green flag back in the air. Kirk Marble gets another good launch, gets out ahead of Cody Burke. And already 3 wide again, mid-pack. Chad Johnson, no fear, shoots it back up the middle. Richie Joplin back underneath. Chad Johnson here, this is risky. Drag race down the front straightaway. They're going to end up 4 wide again. Johnson gets a big run in. They're 3 wide just behind. Briefly 4 wide. Everybody comes out in one piece. That is nuts. Kirk Marble still has the lead for the moment. Cody Burke right on his bumper. Chad Ragsdale sitting in 3rd. Cody Kennedy in 4th. Steven Johnson in 5th. Nicholas Johnson on the attack, looks underneath Brandon Jennings. Brandon has recovered from that early incident, currently running in 6th. But Nicholas Johnson already up 10 spots into 7th. And Cody Burke looks to the out. Nope, can't get there yet. They are four-wheel drifting out of turn 2. Kirk goes a little wide out of turn 4, and Cody's got to run underneath. Austin Ruskoff battling with Richie Joplin. Richie pulls back up into 10th. Chad Johnson now up in the 9th. And good evening, James. I am not actually yelling. Cody Burke back in the lead, already starting to pull away. Remember, in qualifying, his fastest lap was a quarter of a second faster than the rest of the field. Mark Dantuma starting to make his way forward again as well, up into 13th, right behind Pieper. Pieper a lot of bobbling coming out of turn 4. Aaron Brill up a couple of spots into 17th, Double D in 18th. Sean Vick up to 19th. Matt Moniak in 20th is a couple of laps down now. Nicholas Johnson has made his way into 6th, but now has to battle with Steven Johnson in 5th. Jacob Lee started back in 14th, now up 6 spots into 8th. Jacob on the move. Everybody settling back into a rhythm here. Kirk Marble has not been to pit road yet. He did not come in under either caution. Likely to see him on pit road in the next 5 laps or so. Jacob Lee now into 7th. Chad Johnson back to 8th. And Nicholas Johnson has gotten past Steven up into 5th. Cody Kennedy has drifted back into 4th. Chad Ragsdale currently in 3rd. But as per usual, Homer on the back of that car, scared. Kirk Marble still holds on to 2nd, but the strategy here, things could get interesting very quickly. He's only got a few more laps of fuel in that car. Chad Johnson is on pit road. Will he take tires on this stop is the question. No, that was a fuel-only stop. Actually, that may have been a penalty stop. They do have an incident limit Kirk Marble is in this, will be his first fuel stop. Cody Burke now has a big lead on Chad Ragsdale, 2.1 seconds. Richard Ragsdale has had a problem. Out of turn 4, Richard Ragsdale snaps loose. Everybody successfully avoids him. No caution flies, but he is losing a lot of ground. Cody Burke's lead continues to grow. Cody Kennedy back in third is starting to gain a little bit of ground on Chad Ragsdale. He's still 1.8 seconds back. Nicholas Johnson in fourth is closing the gap on Cody. Steven Johnson now in fifth. Richie in sixth. Jacob Lee in seventh. Austin Ruskoff in 8th, Brandon Jennings in 9th, Patrick Pieper in 10th. Mark Dantuma in 11th. Dantuma closing very, very quickly on the cars ahead. As Kirk Marble is trying to hold on to the lead lap. The leader, Cody Burke, looks underneath, couldn't get there. Kirk now has a lot of traffic to get through, and he has to beat Cody Burke through it as Patrick Pieper is on pit road. And this could be the start of this cycle of pit stops after everybody's first couple of stops. During the cautions, Moniak got the wall out of 4. Cody Burke now starting to work his way through traffic. And looks like, nope, thought Cody Burke was setting up for pit road entry. Chad Ragsdale in second, now 3 seconds behind the leader. Cody Kennedy in third, now 2 seconds back. But as we have seen week in and week out, the fuel strategy here could be the biggest deciding factor tonight. Nicholas Johnson in fourth, Steven Johnson now in fifth, Richie in sixth, Jacob Lee in seventh. Cody Burke last on pit road, lap number 8. Can't have very much fuel left in that car. Cody continues to stay out. And it looks like the Matt Moniak, he just found a place to park now that that car is DED dead. And here comes the leader into pit road for fuel. Chad Ragsdale stays out. Nicholas Johnson coming in. Steven Johnson stays out. Richie Joplin stays out. Chad Ragsdale now bringing it in. Expect to see Steven Johnson in this time. Yeah, Steven Johnson pulls on to pit road. The rest of the field all pitted around lap 13 and 14 under that second caution. They just have to hope that a caution comes out, they can trap a bunch of cars a lap or more down. Richie Joplin is in. Austin Ruskoff stays out. Just past the halfway mark, Cody Burke now in 5th. As pit stops cycle through, and Burke just set the fastest lap of the race, 29.82. And only a handful of drivers have made it under the 30-second mark at this point. Hey, good evening, Kenny Storkson. Aaron Brill now in, Chad Johnson now in, Sean Vick now in. Austin Ruskoff heading to pit road. Kirk Marble Kirk pitted earlier. He will cycle into the lead, but Cody Burke less than a second behind. Cody Burke just set an even faster lap, 29.79. Nicholas Johnson back in 4th, just set his fastest lap of the race at 29.89. And the battle for the lead is on through 1 and 2. Kirk trying to fight back on the high side, but Cody has the run out of turn 2. Cody Burke back to the lead. Patrick Pieper now back up into 5th. Nicholas Johnson's epic run continues up 13 spots into 4th. Sean Vick has had a problem back behind. No caution yet. There's Sean coming out of turn 2. Just gets loose. Fortunately, nobody coming off pit road at the moment. He does get the car recovered, but loses a ton of track position. Cody Burke continuing to extend his lead over Kirk Marble, now 1.7 seconds. Chad Ragsdale in 3rd, Nicholas Johnson in 4th, Patrick Pieper in 5th. All the drivers will need one more fuel stop here. And that last stop, a lot of the drivers took 4 tires. It's likely to be on that next stop. We see most of the drivers go with no tires, fuel only. And everybody will be within the fuel window here in about 5 laps. Cody Burke starting to pull back up into lap traffic. Brandon Jennings back in 7th. But Jacob Lee is closing in quickly, and right behind him is Mark Dantuma. Oh, Lee gets a little bit loose. Out of 4, Dantuma may get he has the run. He may take the position. Mark Dantuma now up into 8th. Jacob Lee slips back into 9th. Ruskov tried to set up for the pass into 3 and 4, and he may take it. Austin gets a big run out of turn 4. Austin Ruskov now into 9th. Richie Joplin has slipped back into 11th. Alex Harper in 12th. Aaron Brill up 6 spots into 13th. Brill on the move. Lynn Marble currently in 14th. Chad Johnson in 15th. Double D in 16th. Richard Ragsdale in 17th. Cody Kennedy back in 18th. Sean Vick in 19th. And the Maniac in 20th out of the race. "25 laps to go. Next time by, everybody will be in their fuel window." Austin Ruskov just went past Mark Dantuma to take 8th. Brandon Jennings just ahead in 7th. Jennings also closing in on 6th place, Steven Johnson. Richie Joplin in 10th has found some more speed in the last few laps. He is now closing in on Mark Dantuma, Austin Ruskov, and most of the cars ahead. As Kirk Marble gives up 2nd, he is on pit road. Cody Burke's lead over Chad Ragsdale, now 9.3 seconds. Richie Joplin is in for his final stop. And it does look like Marble took 4 tires. And it appears Richie Joplin also taking tires. Chad Ragsdale back in 2nd, getting his first podium of the year last week at Watkins Glen. If he keeps this up, he'll get it 2 weeks in a row. Nicholas Johnson back in 3rd, Pieper in 4th, Jennings in 5th. Mark Dantuma gives up 8th. He is in. Patrick Pieper giving up 4th. I think Pieper may have gotten the wall as he came in. Nicholas Johnson giving up third. He is in. Richie Joplin has fresher tires than the leader, trying to get by and reclaim the lead lap. Nicholas Johnson, Steven Johnson, Alex Harper all on pit road. Nicholas Johnson took 4 tires. A lot more drivers than I expected taking 4 tires on this final stop. Richie finally gets by the leader on the high side and reclaims one of his laps. Jacob Lee now on pit road as well. Chad Ragsdale in second, Austin Ruskoff in third, Brandon Jennings in fourth, and Cody Burke, the only 4 that have not made that final stop. Kenny, it is the Milwaukee Mile. Alex Harper has had a problem, gone off track back behind. Let's see if we can see what happened. Harper coming out of turn 2. Oh, and right in front of a couple of cars coming off pit road. That had to be a not so friendly feeling for those guys coming out. Harper does recover. And the leader is on pit road, as is Brandon Jennings. Chad Ragsdale is staying out, and Jacob Lee has had a problem. There's Jacob Lee. Oh, looks like he might have had a little help. Taking a look down from the blimp. And looks like Johnson did get into him, sends him around, and a lot of traffic coming through, just barely avoiding it. Talk about a close call there. Austin Ruskoff has the lead at the moment, has not made his final stop. Cody Burke in second. Kirk Marble back into third. And Burke just set the fastest lap again, 29.73. And he goes by Austin to reclaim the lead. Kenny, have you been to see any races there? Cody Burke back in the lead, but in heavy lap traffic. Goes by Richard Ragsdale in 10th, right on 9th place Richie Joplin's bumper. Chad Johnson is in for his final stop. Austin Ruskoff dives in for his final stop, as does Richard Ragsdale. Aaron Brill is also back in. Cody Burke out front has a 4.7 second lead on Kirk Marble. Nicholas Johnson in third. Chad Ragsdale in fourth. Kenny Slinger would be a fun one to go watch. Cody Burke's lead now 5 1/4 seconds and growing. Patrick Pieper in fifth. Ragsdale in fourth. Nicholas Johnson, the biggest mover of the night, up 14 spots into third. Chad Ragsdale, though, back in fourth, continues to close in, but 8 laps to go. Will he have enough time? Seven laps to go. Kirk Marble in second, now over 7 seconds behind. Nicholas Johnson is closing the gap quickly on Kirk. Chad Ragsdale, though, in fourth, has stepped it up. He is now 1 1/4 seconds behind Nicholas. Chad has 6-lap fresher tires. That could make all the difference. Cody Burke's lead now over 8 seconds as he comes out of turn 4 to get the 5 to go signal. Chad Ragsdale continues to run down Nicholas Johnson. Now just over half a second behind, and no cars left between them. Mark Dantuma up into 7th, is closing in on Brandon Jennings in 6th. Lynn Marble currently in 10th. Doesn't look like he'll beat Kirk, but one heck of a run here tonight for Lynn. Four laps to go. Ragsdale right on Nicholas's back bumper. He did say before this race he really loves this track. Can he get it done and get back on the podium 2 weeks in a row? Catch you Tuesday night, Kenny. Two laps to go for Cody Burke and another dominant performance. And Chad Ragsdale has moved back into third. And here we go. Cody Burke gets the white flag. One more time around, he qualified on the pole. Was a quarter of a second faster than the rest of the field all night long. Has a 10-second lead on second place Kirk Marble. Another dominant performance by the points leader. Out of turn 4, Cody Burke wins again at the Milwaukee Mile. Kirk Marble comes home in second. Chad Ragsdale finishes in third. And let's talk to our top three, starting with Ragsdale, who will be very, very happy to be back on the podium tonight. Okay, Ragsdale not available at the moment. So let's get a word with Kirk Marble in second. Kirk, great second place run tonight. Man, you definitely had your hands full with the car tonight.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the flat tracks here, but it was fun. I'd say Cody was definitely, like usual, in his own zip code.
He usually is, but man, a great fight. You held everybody off. Had a couple of guys charging on you late, but you managed to maintain enough pace to pull it off.
Yeah, I think I got myself off on the pit sequence there. So everybody had a little bit fresher tires than me on the last two runs, so I was just trying to hold them off, like you said.
Well, man, it was a great job. Congratulations. Another awesome finish, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
And let's talk to third place, Chad Ragsdale. Chad, podium 2 weeks in a row. Definitely another awesome finish and a great late race charge.
Thank you. It was unfortunate. I would have pitted sooner, but there was two yellows I was praying for before I hit pit lane, and sadly one spin was on right in front of pit exit for me, so I couldn't make it that lap. And I feel like if I was able to pit there or get that yellow, it would have been a different ending for sure.
Well, it could have been, but man, that charge at the end was awesome. A great run for you tonight. 2 podiums in a row. Great points weeks as well. Great job, man. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm glad I've actually have 2 consistent weeks now, so let's hopefully can keep it that way. Yeah, I guess I'm keeping the throwback wrap. Been the only thing I can finish races with.
Well, keep it up, man. A great couple of weeks so far.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Cody Burke. Cody, I'm beginning to think they should just etch your name in victory lane at each one of these tracks.
I definitely had a good car there. I've never done a race here, but it's really close to New Hampshire, and I pretty good there. So it kind of used the same philosophy on rolling the center of the corner, letting off early, and it worked.
I have to say, it really worked in practice and in qualifying. You were a quarter of a second faster than everybody else. It was mind-boggling how fast you were, and it showed in the race when you finished the race over 10 seconds ahead of the field.
Yeah, I felt good in practice, so I knew I would have a pretty good car for tonight. I wish we ran more at these flatter tracks. It kind of fits my driving style.
Well, regardless of where you run, you'll now have well over 100-point lead. An awesome season so far, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hopefully we can keep it up.
Hope so. Wow, Cody Burke, win number 5 of the season. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope everybody had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern. Jones BS Racing is back, and rumor has it there will be a convoy led by the Unicorn tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you are there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.